not stupid. I know what I'm doing. Every time you get lost running out in your thoughts, I know exactly who you're missing. I know I look desperate, but the day that we...
Yeah, it's fine. Say, Murise. Roof Ambere. Murise mda. I say my weeks. I say off you bo. I say off you my gate. Tawina. I was boss. Stand there. Vincent. No, nice seeing you, man. Dara Murise. Iribo. That's all burira. Right. So, guys, you know the drill. That's how these episodes go sometimes. We want them to be as where should I put this phone? Ish. We want them to be as natural and as real as possible. So these are actually real people. Right. So this whole time, guys, right. So welcome to Life Lessons from Life, episode 2. I'm so ecstatic. I am so excited to be filming this one. And thank you so much for the feedback and the comments that you dropped in the last video. I'm glad that a lot of you enjoyed. Sakanda Zoka, guys, tarangu netu kanaijo maritinyu, ndo stariri pachitupa, pandogana chitaura pakaitika anything, munoenda mapurisa munobvunza Nigel Maritinho, amutsvage Slick Pastor. But mukapinda ma-streets, mukaenda pa-Facebook, and you look for Nigel the Slick Pastor, Instagram, Twitter, that's where I'm at. So we are here doing our second episode of Life Lessons from Life. This is basically a show where I tell you stories that happened in my life or that are actually happening in my life that we can learn from. So let's get into it. So today I want to share some stories that I took when I was starting out my career in comedy, you know, and stuff. Some of the things that should probably inspire somebody who's out there who wants to do what I'm doing or who is doing something else that requires determination and effort, you know, and commitment. So, you know, when you start doing something that's not really immediately paying you, as is the case for a lot of things, art, music, actor, painting, drawing, you know, even soccer. For as long as this is really formal, ndaenda basa ndapedza chikoro ndikushanda pakati kana ndikutsvaga basa kana ndikuita business rechichichi zvisiri kubhadhara ipapo. There is a lot of pressure to try and, you know, prove that you are actually making, you know, something out of what you're doing. Because there's pressure from family. Sometimes it's verbal, sometimes it's non-verbal. Sometimes people will actually ask you, what are you planning with your life? Sometimes they will not really say, but you can tell from their actions, from the other conversations I'm not at the series so direct. So you know, I studied electronic engineering, like I've always said. So while I was actually in my final year, and I got a degree rank, you know what, I'm actually growing in this comedy thing. But as some of you know, those who started following me about Dara, panga pasat pani ma commercials. Inenge ngori skit yongonakisa kuti munhu anongo yongodai so mufundisi odai, mukomana odai so chichichi vanhu ongonetsana zvotopera mongoseka. But hapana kana advert yazotaura. And the challenge is that it's good for you anenge wachiona and because you enjoy it. Itaseka chichichi and asma advert. But it's not that good for isusu tinenge tichiita because making this content takes up a lot of resources. It takes time, it takes human resources, it takes money, it takes energy, it takes all of that, and then you're not getting anything out as yet. So don't go on pressure on. So I remember there was one time yekuti taitapedza kushuta tashuta paya chincha editor chachapera taiburisa mavideo edu musi Friday. Guys, I tell you kuti we could not be able to post kuti tapedza and poster from the phone because a video ringe rakakurisa the file size. So I always felt kuti it was better, and that's way back in it's not way back, but kunana 2017 kwekuti zotasata ma smartphone mangaya ne power zvekudara. So I came up with a bright idea yekuti no guys, every time patinogadzira chinhu tofana nochiposta mu-internet cafe. So I remember this one time pasanga na mari guys yekuti tikwanise kupinda mutauni kuno upload. Guys, I remember there was this friend of mine, Ainzi Miriam. Alright, somebody said I should keep the names out, but I think if I'm saying something, you should be positive. At least no out. So ndakanokumbira Miriam $1. And ndakanokumbira $1 ndiri pa panonzi pachi ndiri pabus stop chaipo chaipo. Ndakangoisirwa vhidhiyo rangu paflash, ndobva ndangoenda pabus stop, ndakangomira kuti munhu wandaona pabus stop panapo andozivana naye ndichatongomuudza kuti achanga ndipowo mari da unoposta vhidhiyo. Handina kutaura wangu da unoposta vhidhiyo, ndangoti ndida kumhanya kuti pane zvikuitika, pane emergency yanga iripo ndeyekuti ndaifanira kuposta vhidhiyo rone Friday, because tandakapromisawo nayenzi comic Friday. So every Friday we used to post a comic skit, a comic video. Ndasangana naMiriam uya ndeyekuchechi, abva ati ndachozondipa dhola rangu iri, handisana mudzosera dhola rake guys, ndofanira kumupa, but ndichakudzai vamwe vanhu vandikadzosera madhola awo tichifamba nenyaya ineyi. So Miriam ndobva aita sei, ndobva andipa dhola, but remember kuti zoni zviri sei, remember kuti dhola handiti 50 cents ndeyekupinda mutown, handiti 50 cents iri yekupinda mutown. Pachazoda kuinternet cafe kwainzi dollar per hour kana 50 cents for 30 minutes. So indine dollar, ndabhadhara dollar, ndabhadhara 50 cents, ndapinda mutown, ndabhadhara 50 cents ndondiite 30 minutes. Apa ndapinda mutown around around 3-4 kuti ndingoposta video guys. Ndatoenda kuinternet cafe ndabhadhara 30 minutes dzangu ndaposta video, ndobva ndambogarawo ombogarawo 15 minutes dzasara kuti umboona macomments uchireply. Vanhu vese vari kuti kikiki, vari kuseka kuti mfundisi makanyanya. Havasi kuziva guys kuti ndaposta video iri ne50 cents yanga yasara. Pasara 10 minutes ndobva ndanyora pawall pembesi wangu anonzi Ronald Masinga. Ndanyora kuti Roni, ndiri mutown ndiri mutown painternet cafe, ukazoona message ndabva undifonerewo, handina mari yekombi. Handakuisa kuinbox, ndakanyora pawall pake guys. Rona abva azondibata time ndokudzokera kwatikaenda kumbatesi. This was a sign of, just how much I was committed to making this happen. Then this other time, there was this gentleman aita business rake reshoe polish here or something. Vese akatifonera akati, ona ndoda kuti mundiitira advert. Ende pakuti andisatambotanga tamaadvert, so it was big. Ukanzwa munhu adaro kuti at least akutombokwanisa kutowa some money out of that. So there's a certain level of desperation yaunenge uinayo yekungoti chero munhu akati $20 handitika bo akatifonera mudare kati ngatisanganei mutauni chichi. Apo mari yekuenda mutauni handina futi, because remember kuti zvinhu zvandaispendera maefforts angu pazviri zvanga zvisiri kundipa mari guys. Ndobva ndaenda pane imwe barber shop so kumaraini kwedu, ndakanganwa kuti anonzi ani murume. But about 3 weeks ago ndakazomuona ndikati mukuzera kuti makandipa dhola imi muna 2013. Ndikutaura chokwadi guys, 3 weeks ago iye anga atori kanganwa dhola iroro ndakazomupawo iri 5 fair deal handiti. Saka ndakatoenda pari ndikati aona ichi ndadedzwa meeting kutown, meeting iyi inotondiburitsira mari chichi ndipewo. Wabva ndipa dhola reyarani handatienda kutonasi. Asi remember achitotaura kuti hawangundikanganisa program yangu nachida kutenga fanda. Ndandatoenda kutonasi, tatatoenda meeting nemudhara. Guys, mudhara yakatitengesera madreams akati muona zvamukuita izvi muri kugona, toda tizoenda muzvikoro, tinokupai chibhazi, saka chinenge chakadai so chine guys. I don't know why people do that though. One of the most cruel things to do when you find someone who is naive, someone who is innocent, and who is just trying to make something for themselves, one of the worst things you can ever do is to take advantage of that and manipulate it. Guys, I'm saying this to everyone who is out there who has had their hopes crushed because maybe wakamboshedzwa wakanzi tida kuconnecta nanhingi anoshanda kuredhiyo, kana kuti nasekuru wangu ndiproducer, kana kuti handei ndini promoter chichi, and then things didn't work out. Just take out, it's all part of the journey, because man, this guy told us everything we wanted to hear. Akati ndokusponsai, tokupai chimota chekufamba nacho, tokutengerai makamera, toita sei. And I'm always that guy who believes things at face value. I don't know, even up to now, I just always believe that someone is telling the truth. I mean, why would you waste your time lying to a kid? I mean, what's the point? And then from there, he just started telling us stories, or maybe actually had good intentions. Then zinazonozofamba bo. But instead of telling one, I know I've traveled, Thursday, you know what, I had budgeted to do A, B, C, D with you guys, but so far business rangu harinofamba zvakanaka, saka izvinezvi handina mari yekuita izvozvo. But once zvabatana, I thought, I just think that's the decent thing to do. because ndo crisis yandandave mairi guys yekuti apo kana uchishanda neteam unotoudza team kuti muri kuona chii guys pane munhu andataura naye anoita zvebusiness rakati achatipa mari tomuitira maadvert chichi and my hopes were up only to be crushed. That guy vanished into thin air. Oh, actually 2 years ago, no, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, I sent a message per page. I got, hi, it's Ningi, we once spoke about you doing an advert, chichi. Then when I got to 3 years ago, I got, yes, now I'm blue tick. I'm sorry, I'm petty, like, right. So disappointments are part of the journey. Let me just say one last disappointment, and there are so many. Tataona kuti tikufamba we're getting mileage zviri kuita chichi. So I receive a text message on WhatsApp. I receive a WhatsApp message zvikanzi, hi, do you do advertising for brands chichi? Ndovadati, yes we do. Zvikanzi, okay, how much do you charge? Ndatatomudzawo mari yataicharge ipapo yakatori mari isina kana musoro compared to the value that we give to brands. But maybe zvaendanawo nesize nelevel yatantiri at that time. But yes, we do. Zvikanzi munoita mari, ndatamudza price. Zvikanzi, okay, that's great. My name is Ningi from such an organization. It's a big organization, like very big. Guys, ndakatora screenshot so message yo ndikaisa mugroup ratantiri with the guys that aita nawo macomics ipapo chichi. Ndikati, guys, there is a message from chakati guys. Saka inini, and me being the spiritual person I am, ndikati, guys, we need to fast for this deal to go through. We don't want anything to go wrong, guys, because ndikufana kuzoenda kumeeting. Woo! Wow, just saying these things reminds me that we've come such a long way. Sometimes we find ourselves in situations where, I'm praying, I need to get bigger, praying for opportunities, but I forget how much God has done for me and along the way. The strongest tower, I'm realizing how much of a big deal it is. So I told the guys, let's fast. Let's fast and pray. I told the pastor wangu ku church, guys, kuti yes, no, it's fine. So I actually told my pastor, yes ma'am, how are you doing? I'm good. Thank you so much. So I told my pastor, paita meeting, chichi, we think this might be a good opportunity. Mfundisa vandina matrakati zvatita bo. Ndobada enda ku meeting kuya. Hai mfundisi mauya chichi. Toda kuti muti advertise saka ndobva atipa, because this organization ita zvinhu zvakawanda. Vakatipa different products avanokava imomo handiti vakati zvoni so just pick any product from a wide selection of products that they have. Saka takatasa zvinhu zvavangainazvo then tataona rataigona kugadzira skit. So I had no knowledge yekuti munhu anofanira kubhadhira deposit, munofanira kusaina contract, munofanira kupa time frame yekuti chakupai chichi. I was just overexcited about the idea of being engaged by such a big organization, especially it was a big deal because ndaifunga kuti mana organization ine so far paratanga we've made it. And also, like I tell you, even up to this point, I'm too trusting. When I just talk to someone, I don't see a reason why they would lie to me. I don't see a reason why they would deviate from their word. Why would you just call me to lie to me? So tatenda shuta ka video munotokaziya ka video kacho bo ndandatoita kudai so ndobva ndati video reya ready bo zvikanzi munoya naro ndava ndaenda nevidhio rero ndandaratidza kubva waprove akati video magetsi rakapenga abva atichi so we just need now finance kuti process what chichi alright bo saka within a few days tenta kubatai few days bo few days dzapfuura hapana munhu anibata week rapfuura hapana munhu anibata after 2 weeks ndaisa email hi chichi any update z after 3 weeks hi 4 weeks manager wacho like asitomboremuridze kamwe munhu aitongoshanda ikoko akati zvoni no tirikuda akati tiri kuda inonzi ndiri ndabuda akati hanzi ndabuda ndiri kuSouth Africa so ndichazodzoka I'll follow up chichi 2 months 3 months guys apo isatoshanda kudhara. Well, they were right in the sense that vanga vasina havo kuriposta, but the fact that we had committed resources. So this is an advice to any artist out there. So if people want to engage you, they should pay something so that if they decide to default, chero vakazoti hatichadi kuishandisa song yawatipa kana hatichadi kuishandisa video ravatipa handiti. But your time nema resources wakashandisa, even because pauri kuchaja kushanda kwawaita, uri kuchaja platform neaudience yauchavapa. It's not just about the audience. So even if they don't use it for any audience, but the fact that you use your time and your energy, you must be paid for that. But in Inyo National Verandaza, we never got paid for that. We never got paid for anything we did. Then after about 3 months, that's when the person tells me, no, Zvakazonzi, the product yamakaita, our department has chosen to phase it out because it's not performing so well. So it doesn't make sense for us to invest into it. But dear, in the first place, angati my options, each, including that product. So that was not supposed to be our problem. But hey, he's not my friend, he's not my brother. Saka, he had no business in looking out for what was best for us. His best interest was doing what pleased his bosses. Right, so from the stories I've shared today, well, there are so many lessons that I think we can all get to learn, some which I'm going to interpret for you right now, and some which you can even pick for yourselves. But one thing that you will see is that despite all these disappointments, despite all the fake promises and whatnot, one thing is I never gave up. I never stopped doing what I was doing. I never stopped doing what I believed was good for me, even though it wasn't paying, even though we were being let down. And like I'm telling you, even the last person I mentioned, they came back to us for a different organization, which means that because I stuck to my value, I stuck to my vision, I didn't lose value. I only increased in value to a point where even 3 years after, they can still see the value in what I do and what I provide. So that's lesson number 1. Don't give up, no matter the circumstances. Number 2, sometimes you have to make a plan for your dream, for your goals, for your vision. Sometimes you just have to make a plan. Because a lot of times we're expecting that because I've got a goal, and that's it, because I've got a vision, and that's it, because I've prayed to God, so everything's just going to align. Maria Baz guarantee na camera. Guys, I spent the whole first 2 years of doing this filming business. Tishansa ka phone, andidika. Of course now tinokwanisa kushandisa my phone, but my phone achasiyana zvawo. But phone yatato shandisa ipapo shandisa ma camera nene, but I just believed in the so you need to make a plan. Use what you have, improvise, innovate, be resourceful, economize, try to make the most out of the little that's there. I get a lot of messages from people actually, I'm not against those collaborations, but tell you what, I do not hold the key to your destiny. So you shouldn't treat anyone like God, to feel like, no, guys, I tell you, that's one mentality I never had. And even meeting the coming pastor, it was God's design. It was a blessing that just came from God. It wasn't like a strategy. Followers. No, it happened so naturally to a point where we realized that we were meant for each other. So sometimes because you're so desperate, you will force relationships that don't work. You will compromise on a lot of things. What I believe in and what I see, my vision and your vision, so you're going to be frustrated. So make a plan, improvise, don't wait on anybody. And even Jinjaka Woma say, even when things are not paying, but if you have enough faith in the dream, if you have enough faith in your vision, it's going to pay off one day. So don't quit, don't give up. So this has been Life Lessons from Life, episode 2. I hope you enjoyed Kombore Rainashe. Stay tuned for the next episode. Okay, again bono chinja t-shirt because ndani ngwenye yandoda kudza saba nangono ngo chinja t-shirt no ndaenda kudza.
I'm not stupid.